So people, this is where we're at right now. I'm about to install the heater pump, the hot air diesel pump, diesel heater. God, that was a mouthful. Welcome back everyone to my channel. It's Omar from Overlanding Omar. In last week's episode I left you with this image of the mock-up of my dining seating area. So I get straight into it by starting with installing the cheap Chinese diesel heater, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. So let's get into it. That's where it's laid out. I've now finished spray painting the plinth that I'm going to put it on, which is this one. If you remember, I mentioned that I didn't want to screw into the floor, mainly because I don't want any thermal bridging from underneath, because I've got a checker plate floor underneath this composite panel. So what I'm after is a way of putting it on that's secure and stable, but also without damaging that. So what I've done is, this is what they call form ply in Australia. It's used for concrete shuttering, and it's 70mm thick plywood with a sort of plastic vinyl veneer. And I've basically 2-pack sprayed it so it's water resistant and cut the hole. So what I'm going to do now, this is a dry run or a dry fit, including the channel here for the composite panel there. That's going to be the partition of the seating area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift this off. I'll put you up here on the stand. I've already pre-drilled the hole and I'm just going to lift it up. So I've already put the wire for the pump to power the pump through the base of this, because I'm having obviously all the pump and the diesel plumbing outside the truck. I don't want any diesel inside because it's going to stink. I know some people do it that way, but I'm definitely not doing it that way. And you'll see I've drilled a large 100mm diameter hole through the floor and through this. I've even pre-marked the holes for the screws to go on this template, or this template they supply you with. This basically is the seal to stop any gases coming through from the exhaust gas into the cabin. So underneath this plate, when you buy this, you can just barely see it, but under there is a, I think it's a silicone seal. I don't think it's rubber, because if it was rubber, I think the heat would melt it. So I think it's some sort of silicone. That's the primary seal. That's what seals all the gases. But then when I put that plate on, I'm going to Sikaflex around it as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to cut the plastic off around the edge. And I'm going to remove all this. So this is separate. That will be Sikaflexed in. And you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the layers there. So you've got plywood that I've sprayed, the fiberglass, the composite XPS, and then the steel bed. By the way, I have painted that with zinc paint a couple of days ago, and that's now ready to Sikaflex all in, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's remove that, put him over here somewhere. I'm going to remove all the plastic here and try and get this done today. Peel, peel, peel. If mud gets flicked up here, which is unlikely because the tire is right over there, that's the leaf spring that you can see there at the top of the leaf spring. There's a little bit of protection with this from it. So here we go. Peel all that off. And then I'm going to give it a quick key with the sander. And time to Sikaflex that on. So I'm going to turn you off now because it's not very exciting. Well, I understand some people quite like watching plastic being peeled off. I don't quite find the fascination, but each to their own, I say. Anyway, let's get that, double check I've got everything I need off there. It's going like so. And that goes like so. we're all good to go. That should just about there, like that. So, yeah. Nice and comfy. Alright, let's get it done. I'm still making good use of those composite panels from the old Pantech trucks, and now you see I've put the partitions into the alley channels that are being Sikaflex to the floor, and these are a sort of a mock-up. Haven't actually glued them in yet, but will be soon. And in this section you can see it's a bit more complete. I've got an obsession with looking down holes by the looks of it. That's the second time I've done that. And yeah, that top part is just the old door that I'm putting on there just to test up the seating position, but as you can see it's coming together nicely. Alright, I've got my old GoPro, so I'm not sure, I can't see myself. I'm hoping I'm in the actual view range of the camera. So I'm at this stage where I think I've got it sussed. It's taken me about 2 days to work it out, maybe 3. And this is the version that I'm going to go with. I know I explained some of it beforehand. So I made these trim panels to fit on here all the way around. This one used to be cut a bit better. And the idea behind this is that it makes it look a little bit neater. So I'll quickly show you what how one looks like. I'll take this one off here. Just put my knee against it, like so. Take that off. So basically I've routed out this profile. So I've got about 12mm at the top here. Let's put it up here. 12mm up here. And then this drops down 15mm, which is the thickness of this ply. It's just a structural ply. And a little notch taken at this end so I can put a batten up to cover this bit of honeycomb structure. So that sits like so and clamps to there. I'll put that back on and that follows through all the way around, so that's a nice neat fit. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to router out the bottom to stay still camera. I'm just going to check. I've got some alley extrusion that works for LED lighting, and that's going to go under here all the way around. This one's just fallen down, but that basically goes like that all the way to the end there. That's being held there. I should tape it up or something. So that's that. This has been routed a channel all the way around here to slot about 5mm into the honeycomb structure here, just like this one, so that it sits very solidly and it doesn't move. I will glue this to this, and then this is going to be screwed through the honeycomb from the back and glued in, so it won't move. I'm thinking of something special about this. I don't know if I can do it, but I can never remember how to say it, but I really want to do some, I'm gonna get this wrong, sushi ban or something. It's the Japanese burning of wood. I have experimented with it before and I really like the look, and it's getting a bit bland in here with all the whites, so apart from my orange doors. So I thought I'd do something with that trim rather than just waste the wood and make it just white like everything else. Don't get me wrong, I like white. White's good, it's clean, especially this 2-pack paint. It's really good. especially with the dogs. So this is the next stage. So that's going to stay in there, and I'm going to cut out holes for access panels. One here, so I can get to the diesel heater underneath and the storage that's under there. One over there, because it's a sort of dead corner. Just bear in mind there is a access door from the outside to get into here. So one there, and I'm thinking one in the middle here, and maybe one there. It's not necessary. I think by the time you put one here, it doesn't really matter, somewhere around there. I think I've got plenty of access to get to what I need. I might not even bother with that one, just more work. That's where we're at. So at this stage, I'm going to put the camera on the stand to show you what my ideas is next for me wanting to convert this into a bed on the occasional use when someone wants to use it, and also to become a nice big day bed if I just want to chill out with the doors open looking out at the view, other than using my bed. Thinking about it now, this could have become a bed, couldn't it really? And I could have used that for something else, but I had in my head, no way am I going to have one of those van setups where I'm doing my bed every single day, every morning and every evening, just to go to bed and get out of bed. So hence the proper bedroom. That will be like a slumber place. The mattress will always have the bedding on it. It's going to be a little cozy place as well. With all the blinds down, it'll be very, very cozy. And I wanted it that way, like an almost completely separate den, if you like. Whereas this was meant to be light and airy and open, because of the patio door, which is the sort of highlight of this whole truck, and the bane of my life too. The floor level is where this black piece of wood is. That floor, that's the actual floor, that's why I've got it there, and that's 135 off the main floor, which matches the lip of the patio doors. Out is where this panel is. That's where the first C-shaped affair is going to happen. So this is going to have a fold-out system with a leg that becomes a C-shape. So if they ever want to have two people sat opposite each other having breakfast or what have you, or even a third person there, because there's enough room without playing too much in the way of footsies under here, unless you really want to. So that can be folded out, and someone can sit there, and someone can sit there, and if you really want, someone can sit there. If overnight, and they're staying overnight, and we want to convert this into a bed, then this section here will fold out also. So you've got both of them folded out, and it'll just continue this profile all the way along. It'll be quite a big bed. It's at 1800 at least, 1150. So it's a really wide bed. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's Australian queen bed. I can't remember what size that is, but it's not far off. So you could quite feasibly sleep two people in there. In there. So in non-metric terms, it's almost 4 foot wide by about, is it not quite 6 foot, but almost. Maybe just, no, it's 6 foot, I think. Anyway, I'm going to put the camera on the stand and show you what I'm going to do. And bear in mind, I've luckily, somehow, I don't know how, this was one full sheet, 2440 by 1220. And I managed to get this piece done, and the other bits hopefully out of one sheet. So here we go. I'm going to put you there and check that you can see what I'm doing. You're on super view anyway. Oh yeah, pretty much. A bit more. By the way, this panel here is pretending to be the kitchen cabinets. Alright, so the first piece, I don't know if anybody else does this sort of thing, but this piece is going to go here, and I'm going to make it as one. We'll go all the way to the edge, where that clamps holding the trim. So that's going to go there, right to the edge of that trim, like so. And that's going to be made as one, and then I'll cut it in where I need to. It's going to be about 500 there, 700 in the middle, so there's plenty of room for feet. This is the remaining of that big sheet that's left. And this one will be the door and the filler panel, because you've got to remember now we're pretty much 30mm thick, and it's a bit too far, so it's going to go a very slight slope, maybe 3 or 4 degrees, something like that. And what will happen, this piece here will be split about where this panel is, just about there. This will be independent, so it'll fold over. I'm going to either put piano hinges along here or 4 separate hinges, depends how much I need. And this will basically fold out like so, all the way over. Bear in mind that clamps in the way, and fit in between. If you can imagine that straight down like so. Obviously split, so you can do that one independently of this one. And the backrest on this, so if you can imagine, there's a backrest on here. When this falls over, hopefully it's going to miss this window. Hope to God it will, because I haven't calculated that. So when this goes like that, ooh, might be close. Make this backrest a bit shorter. I can get away with 37, so that's the height from here to the floor. Maybe 38. We'll see. So 38 will be about just shy of this piece of wood, actually. It's about here. So hopefully when this tilts, you miss that window, comes all the way down and hit the floor like so. And that will be the support for this piece, obviously all the way along. And that's the idea behind that. And then this one will just act as a big door. It'll be hinged away from the edge, so it'll just clear the window frame here. That will close on top of 2 apertures, which I'll cut out of this one, 2 holes, like portholes. And that will be the access panel to get in. Plus, this is acting as a filler panel to keep the levels the same, because obviously when this is in L-shaped mode, so normal L lounge mode, we want the levels to be the same, and that's the reason for that door. Plus it's good to get into the diesel heater in this compartment, this corner, without too much grief, and then the cushion can sit on top of this. So I'm pretending this is the cushion, and there's my backrest, right there, somewhere like that. And I'm sitting like this, and I tell you what, it's actually very, very comfortable, especially with my feet there. My legs are almost level, if not slightly up, which is how you want it. That's more of a lounge seat rather than a sort of dining seat sort of thing. Dining seats are almost 450, 500 off the floor. The lounge is about 400, maybe a little bit less when you sit in it. So it's 38.5. So with the cushion, let's say the cushion is a bit thicker than that. With the cushion, it's going to come up to 450, which I think is about right. And there you go. That's what I'm going to do next. That's enough chit chat. Let's get on and try and make this thing. And let's hope the headrest bit does not interfere with that window. Yeah. Well, the temporary fix works, so after a lot of faffing about, I'm going to now work on the next one. I might put you into speed mode. That's what I would call a bit of a success.